I like to go in with the assumption that I don't want what it's going to give me. I'm always surprised when I hear classes that are teaching runway, for instance, or mid-journey, and they're like, and I press click and it renders, and they're like, oh, and I like that. And people just like everything that it puts out there. I feel like every tutorial, people are like, cool, that's great, I'm gonna go with that one. And just like, maybe then refresh it 2 or 3 times. So I go in with this assumption, and I remember thinking, like, what does it feel like? You know, as a metaphor, how can I help people understand what it feels like? And it really does feel a little like a wrestling match to me. I was teaching a class, and one participant said that it felt kind of like being a parent, where you can't always just get what you want, but you have to kind of coax the child, and there's this will that's being imposed. When I would build a character, I would look for multiple people, real, fictional, imagined. Ideas have to live enough in the popular imagination such that they're easily found in these models. I think about it almost like a popularity contest. You have to play with the popular and then figure out how to transgress that somehow. And so when I'm building a character, I might reference 2 different women and even throw in a man. For instance, that could be Andy Warhol, played by Natasha Lyonne, played by Snoopy, or Heathcliff, or the Michelin Man. But if they started to look like anyone in particular, then I would change the order of the names or take a name away and add a new name, because I did not want it to look like an individual person. If it looks like it's copied something, it's a failure in my mind, you know, and I don't know how much people are considering that as a litmus test for success in these tools. The way I think about it is like every creative director is the sum total of their life's experiences. What have they encountered, seen, obsessed over, their sphere of references? And how do they find those as aspects of inspiration that then they are able to translate and ideally transcend into something unique? I mean, one thing that clears my conscience a little bit, not necessarily altogether, when I'm making is like so many kind of spheres of reference that it feels like a hyper collage, that no one thing is apparent. I think the argument is still like, if you have not made it yourself, can you call it art? But then I think about something like Duchamp, you know, it's like I can point to a urinal and call it art. Did he make that? No, it's conceptual art. Or I think about Christian Marclay and his piece, The Clock, which is built upon a series of films stitched together around a conceptual thread of following time over 24 hours. And it is the kind of composite, or again, almost a hyper collage of a remix of film sequences that create something new. I think that's a lot of the question underneath this is like, well, by using them at all, is it therefore unoriginal, period? Because it's built on other people's work. And I am not sold on that. There is the prospect for originality. I'm not sure the form that the originality takes or what the criteria for originality is yet here. It could be possible with this medium.